Yo, what's up? I'm LL Cool J. Come check me out in the hang. I try to walk around with a feeling of gratitude in my heart and a humility in my heart that's accompanied by some faith and determination and some confidence, but no arrogance. You know what I'm saying? And I think that has a lot to do with it because, you know, whatever the seeds you plant, that's the harvest you're gonna reap. You know what I'm saying? So I try to just always tell the truth in my music. Even if I make a song that somebody doesn't like, they can't say that I was fake. They can't say that it was contrived. They can say, oh, that was whack, because I do make some records sometimes that are whack and ain't as hot as others. But they can't say, you know, oh, he was faking. You know, I don't fake. The only thing that separates us from success is fear. And the only thing that overcomes fear is faith. And what that basically means is that most of the time, most people have dreams. Deep down in their souls, they have a lot of dreams. No matter what their job is or what they're doing at this moment, they have dreams of what they'd really like to be doing. And the reason why most of them don't go after those dreams is because they're scared. You know, everybody expresses themselves in a different way, you know. I'm sure Al Capone had, you know, a love of his life, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm not ashamed of love. I never claimed to be a tough guy. If you smack me, I'll smack you back. But I'm not a tough guy. That's not really what my thing is, you know what I'm saying? My thing is just, you know, I make honest records and I'm honest about my feelings, honest about my emotions, and I think that honesty comes across. And you know, usually the only people who ever have problems with records like that are young boys who are too young to realize that love is something that they're gonna feel and that they're gonna go through. So, and they're trying to be tough, and you know, they're faking jacks because they're gonna fall in love 6 months later, and you know, those are the only people who usually have problems with stuff like that. I think battle rhyming rapping is good. You know what I mean? I enjoy it personally. You know, I'm not like inviting it, but I enjoy it every now and then. I don't see any reason why you shouldn't be competitive. It's like any other sport. It's just verbal or oral. You know what I'm saying? So, but you know, it's a different climate. You know, guys, I think the more you love the art, the safer it is to battle somebody. You know what I'm saying? People who are just in it for money, just in it for other reasons, it might be a little more difficult for them to get into it. You know what I'm saying? They want to fight at the convention or something because they feel like you're taking food out of their mouth or something. You know, I don't know. It's a lot of weird. You know, the rap community is really divided now. It has changed a lot over the years. It used to be really a lot of genuine love and sincerity, and I think that it has been diluted. You know what I'm saying? By the images that have come across the TV screen. You know, guys with jewelry and chains, and a lot of people get into it for the wrong reasons. Well, I don't know if you call it the wrong reasons, but they get into it to make money. You know what I'm saying? They're not necessarily artists who love the art form. There's a lot of that going on, but there are a lot of artists who are still very sincere and very great, very good at what they do too. You know, so, you know, I think, you know, that whole battle thing is great. Well, Camp Cool J took a hiatus last year. This year, I'm going to bring it back for the summer. And I'm going to send kids to camp for free again. And it's just my way of giving some love. You know, I'm sure somewhere along the line, you know, the world, life is a pond, you know what I'm saying? And every little pebble makes ripples, you know what I'm saying? So somewhere along the line, those ripples will be something positive for one of those kids. One of them may be president. They might be a governor one day. There's no telling. They might be the professor at, you know, some great school.